Okay, so this is one of the few situations where you actually do need the Royal Magical Library to go infinite. So you play Aquamirror, you summon your Mind Augus, but then it gets Bottomless Trap Hold. So all the other loops have involved summoning a Mind Augus with the other Mind Augus, and then looping it from there with 2 Mind Auguses and putting them in the grave that way. With this, it's a lot harder. So for here, you still get your Mind Augus effect. So what you're going to return is going to be Upstart Goblin, Hand Destruction, Salvage, Salvage, Trade-In. Shuffle them in any way. It shouldn't matter what order you draw them. Play Trade-In. Just play the Upstart now. Put you at 3 counters. Then you're going to remove the 3 to draw a card. Going to return an Aquamirror to your deck in order to add Soul Ogre back to your hand. This is a 2. Wait. No, wait. And you're going to play Trade-In. Draw the last 2 cards in your deck. Library's at 1. Play Salvage. Library's at 2. Getting 2 copies of Gishki Shadow. Play another Salvage. Get your 3rd copy of Gishki Shadow and a Gishki Vision. How visible is this hand here? Okay, I think you can see that. Puts it to 3 counters. I'm going to play an Aquamirror, tribute one of your visions for Mind Augus, which is going to return another 5-card pile. Salvage, Salvage, Trade-In, Hand Destruction, Upstart. Going to discard... I just removed these 3 counters. Okay. Discard one of these shadows, adding Aquamirror and Soul Ogre. Then you play Hand Destruction, discarding 2 Aquamirrors. Draw 2 cards. Just counter on Library. Upstart Goblin, counter on Library. Salvage, counter on Library. For 2 shadows. Remove the 3 counters to draw a card. Wait, those are my hand, right? One of those is in my graveyard. Both of them in my graveyard? I think this is right. I'm not used to playing with the hand laid out like this. I'm trying to keep everything on camera. From here, you discard a shadow to return Aquamirror plus another Soul Ogre. You play Aquamirror, tributing the Mind Augus and then in-hand the Gishki Vision in order to summon Soul Ogre. And this is where things get difficult, and it's really easy to fizzle. Magical gets out counter on it. You discard Shadow, add Mind Augus and Aquamirror. Play Salvage for your 2nd counter. 2 shadows. Aquamirror. Discard Shadow. Mind Augus, 3rd counter. This is again Hand Destruction, Trade-In, Salvage, Salvage. Same pile of 5. And as you see here, we haven't lost any hand size at all. Move a counter from Library, draw a card. You're actually netting 1 card with each iteration of this, so you can still put your entire graveyard in your hand. Trade in your Soul Ogre. It's 1 counter on library. What? Oh, because you're good. Discard Shadow. Add Soul Ogre Aquamir. This is where it gets a little difficult because you're only playing 4 rituals, so it's really easy to screw up and accidentally fizzle here. So I'm just going to immediately play Salvage, put the second counter on. Vision Shadow. Aquamir. Tribute my in-hand Vision and the on-field Mind Augus to summon Soul Ogre. Third counter. Remove 3, draw a card. 1 day. Draw a card, 1 counter. Discard a Shadow. Aquamir Mind Augus. This is almost done. You'll see the completion of the loop in a second. Activate Aquamir. Discard Shadow, summon Mind Augus. Second counter. You only have 1 salvage to... You have an extra salvage, so you can just return an extra 1 day apiece. Or ideally an Upstart Goblin, but it doesn't make a difference. We're just goldfishing. Indestruction and... No, another Upstart. So these 5... Now, here what you do. You have no ritual monsters in your graveyard, so you can't activate any of your Aquamirs. So what you have to do here is you overlay your 2 Soul Ogres to summon Heretic Sundragon Overlord of Heliopolis. You detach one of the Soul Ogres and tribute your Heliopolis in order to destroy your Mind Augus. And from here, instead of sending one of the Upstarts back into your deck, you send back the Heliopolis, and you're going infinite again. Note that this doesn't actually play around Effect Veiler, because if they Veiler the Royal Magical Library, you're dead. However, at some point you can eventually develop a critical mass of cards and kill them with a card destruction. Or a card destruction plus Magical Stone Excavation.